Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Dustin over here with Campaign Sharks. I have an amazing video for you today talking about audience insights and how this one magical tool can totally transform your business when implemented correctly. I speak to tons of customers all the time. They kind of know what this thing is, but as far as from an implementation and marketing standpoint to gain more of their dream clients, it's not being implemented fully. So what I want to do is take you into this quick overview of how this audience insights can be established into your business to gain more of your dream clients. All right, everyone, so let's go ahead and dive into this amazing tool called Audience Insights. All right, so how do you get here, okay? This is going to be an amazing data source that we can use that will eliminate a lot of the guesswork and make sure that our campaigns are more successful. So before we dive in, we're just going to go ahead and give you a quick example of kind of what we're going to be talking about. So this is an example. It's going to be a traffic campaign, let's say for a new personal trainer in the Boston area, okay? We just picked that from a location standpoint. This can apply toward gyms, dentists, orthopedics, doctors, lawyers, attorneys, really anyone that has a business that would like more customers. I'm going to give you some strategies and insights that we're doing for companies that is just working extremely well. So in this area, the first step that we want to do is we want to adjust the budgeting scheduling. So typically whenever we schedule, we'll schedule multiple ad sets all at once to start at the exact same time. There's a strategic method that we use for this. But before we dive into that, daily budget, let's just say it's $5. From an audience standpoint, what we're going to do, let me go ahead and find this really quick because I already did a little research prior. Let's just say Boston, most expensive zip code. So this was the first step. Looks like Beacon Hill. Seems like it's going to be the most expensive zip codes. Why would we target most expensive zip codes, okay, in the Boston area if we're a personal trainer? Well, people that have more disposable income are more likely to be, you know what I mean, to spend money on personal training. So if I was a personal trainer, I would try to really make sure to tone in on these two key areas if we know that those are more the affluent areas. So what we did here is we did the zip codes, and then we also dropped the pins on there as well. You could technically delete these. I typically just keep them on there just in case. It's already, if you notice, the little area is already being covered either way. Next, what we do is we go into the age. If I think of someone that's going to sign up for personal training, let's just say I didn't know anything really about that. I'm going to say 21 to 35 might be people that are more interested in, let's say, the fitness area. I know it's higher than that, but I'm just going to give you ballpark range. If you're just getting started, setting up some campaigns, this might be something that you would look into. Next, you have the gender. Let's say, obviously, there's men and women that would be interested in personal training, but we could actually split test this accordingly, okay? Meaning I would just run separate ads and separate ad sets to men and separate to women as well. The people that we're going to target are going to be English. Real simple there. Detailed targeting. This is where it gets kind of big and really, really detailed, okay? An example, I just picked like things that I kind of saw on TV. So personal trainers like Bob Harper, you see on The Biggest Loser. Chris Powell, you see on, I think he has his own like TV show or network. Jenny Craig, Julian Michaels, personal trainer, okay? And Slim Fast. One thing you don't want to do is something too broad like personal trainer, because that can attract like a whole bunch of people. So I'm going to go ahead and knock that one off. Next, you're going to notice it says audience definition is actually going to be too small because I eliminated, I'll put it back, personal trainer. Okay. If you notice that a lot of people are interested in personal trainer, but if I take this out, do it again, you're going to notice that your reach drops significantly, and that's okay. Let me explain why. Believe it or not, if this thing says publish, you can still publish this campaign, and yes, it will show your ads. Even though some of our most successful campaigns are actually in the red, believe it or not. There's a tip, though, you want it pointing to the sky. Some of our worst campaigns are if you get a little bit too broad over here, they honestly are not as successful. Honestly, the more specific with your targeting, the better. So if you notice here, I could go really, really deep from an interest standpoint and grab probably like 100 different detailed targeting. One thing that you want to think of when you go interest is layers deep, okay? And so what I did here is we just picked, some generic ones, and then we went a layer deeper, okay? we went into the behavior standpoint. So we want engaged shoppers and these people. So these people have to hit this criteria, and they also have to hit one of these criteria as well, meaning they have to be able, they're an engaged shopper, okay? They're interested in physical fitness. On top of that, they've also liked pages related to 24-hour fitness, anytime fitness, or MyFitnessPal. Now, you're like, Dustin, that's awesome. You just gave me everything I needed. No, this is all like specifically like might be one test that you might run. But let's go MyFitnessPal. So this is when the audience insight is really, really key. So if I type in the location that we're going to be targeting is Boston. So if I type in Boston into my audience insight, okay, this is just going to be a location-wise. And then I type in interest. Let's just type in, let's do a generic one. Let's do something that people might, let's go MyFitnessPal. MyFitnessPal. What's going to happen is it's going to tell me, okay, that 70% of these people are going to be women. So that's good. That means that this campaign that I'm targeting just women, where did I go? Just women was probably a little bit accurate. But the reason why is because 70% of the people. Next, if you notice here, we have 25 to 34 that are interested in the MyFitnessPal, which, let's go back to our age range. 21 to 35. So I could probably bump that up a little bit. But if I look, I notice that 17% are also in between the ages of 18 and 24. But then another 21% are in between the ages of 35 and 44. So what I might do is change this to 21. Actually, let me go back really quick. 25 to 44. Okay. And this is how this can make your campaign more successful right out of the rip. 25 to 44. I hope this is kind of, you're kind of seeing how big this can be. Next, okay. So what I did is in my interest, I put MyFitnessPal. But if we click over here on page likes, it'll also show us in the Boston area kind of some other things that people may be interested in that I didn't think of. Let's see, we got Boston calendar. Let's see if I see anything. What about Boston Magazine and Runner's World? Wouldn't have never thought of that, Runner's World. But let's see if I put this in, Runners. We can get more, what I'm getting at is we can get more specific, and also if we wanted to grow our audience a little bit more, we could, okay? Let's go to Slim Fast, okay? That'll be a good one. So if we were to go over here to Slim Fast, it's just going to give me some different ideas. So let me give it a second to load. Could not match. Let's just go worldwide and see. So Slim Fast. CLR products, Lysol, Febreze, Coach Mindy, weight loss. So that might be a great one. So if we're a personal trainer, we're trying to target more people. Coach Mindy weight loss. We could add that in as well into our detailed targeting and see. There's a little tip that is called pointing to the sky. This is kind of what you want because you can go more specific, okay? Well, what I mean by more specific is kind of when you start, you don't want to go too broad, but kind of whenever the arrow's to the sky, that's where you want to be. Sometimes this isn't 100% accurate, just a heads up on that. But this is a good rule of thumb, okay? When it's pointing up, your reach is going to be a little bit greater. But then what we can do is we can subdivide this out from an ad set level once we want to get more specific when we know that this campaign is a winner. But I just hope that you were able to get some insight on this audience insight and how valuable this one tool can be in your business to give you some ideas from an interest standpoint and a targeting standpoint. That way you can attract more customers into your business.
Awesome, guys. Thank you for watching this video. So if you would like a deeper dive into some of these strategies that we can implement for your business, what I want you to do is go to www.campaignsharks.com. You'll actually be able to go ahead and check out a full case study of what we did for one of our clients that generated over $200,000 in only 4 weeks. So if you want kind of similar results to that, go to www.campaignsharks.com. Schedule your free strategy call. We can jump on the calendar sometime this week. Give you a 15-minute overview how we can implement some of these strategies into your business.